Welcome to my journey. Listen, y'all know it's Tuesday. It is thrifting day. I'm gonna tell you this first. I went last week. I didn't go nowhere to amount to nothing since Tuesday. Thursday it was. We got the boys and we went to Whataburger, and then Sunday, or maybe Friday or Saturday, one of those days, I had run and took David's shorts back that he bought that didn't fit, and get new Band-Aids. And come straight home, so I didn't do anything. So Sunday I was like, I got to get out of this house. I went to the Dollar Tree and 2 Goodwills. Well, y'all know 2 movies that's been on my list that I knew I'd never find. I knew I'd never find them. Guess what I found? Saturday Night Fever. Yes, yes. I was looking at the one Goodwill, and I'm stopping, honey. They're doing road here, but they ain't got no. He's letting me go. They're doing work on our road here. I was looking at the movies. At the very, maybe last 3, I looked, my eyes got big, I snatched it out. That's all I got. I found my movie, so I was happy about that. But I went to the dermatologist yesterday, because I told you Friday they were closed. And then my doctor, she finally got, when I messaged her about it, she finally got back to me about 3:30. So she must have had a really busy day, because she's Johnny on the spot. So she's Johnny on the spot, which I'm glad, because I didn't have to bother going nowhere. And she did, when she got back, she wanted to see a picture of it. I told you I thought it was infected, because it had that weepiness, and it smelled bad. And so I got to the dermatologist yesterday, and she said she didn't think it was infected. I said, well, why does it smell funny? She said, sometimes wounds just do that. She said, but I do need to cauterize it. So she gave me a real good numbing shot up here in my temple. Did her bzzz thing, I couldn't feel a thing. Well, she apparently missed a spot. I don't know how long that numbing stuff is meant to last, but it don't last, because we had talked. She said, oh, I need to get one more spot. And so she zapped it, and I said, oh! She said, is it spicy? I said, yes, that was spicy. That stuff had done wore off, but at least it was a small spot, so I got that done. And she checked to see if my pathology from the biopsies had come back, and she said they had not been signed off on. And she had the nurse check to see if maybe they were in a ready to be signed off box type situation, and they weren't. So I guess I'll just have to wait until my. Okay, I did not know what just happened. Something caused my Gemini. I don't want to hear it on my phone, which I never use it. I guess it's like an AI thing. Sometimes it'll just pop up for no reason, and it paused me. And then when I realized it, I started talking, but it wasn't even recording. So I don't know what I stopped off saying. It was something abrupt, I'm sure. I know I was talking about David putting this cream all over me this morning before I got dressed, and I put my shirt on, and my shirt stuck to me. I couldn't get my shirt on. It wouldn't fall down. I had to pull it down on that cream. I should have let it dry, because it felt terrible. But I was telling him, I said, I don't want to pay for another medicine, and I don't want to take another medicine, but I want to get rid of this. It is beyond it's welcome. It's wore it out several weeks ago. So, and I think I was telling you I was going to play my makeup, but Jacob told me I had red spots on my face last week. So whether they're age spots or these spots, I don't know, but I thought, well, I won't put no powder on it till I make sure I got this stuff cleared up, just in case that's what it is. So anyway, the race, I just don't know. It was the all-star race, and of course I didn't like who won. And y'all, if y'all watch me, y'all know exactly who it is. I don't even have to say. My boy, he didn't do too bad. He didn't win. It was for $1 million. It was the All-Star race. But they have such a jacked up format on it. It's just ridiculous. Plus, it used to be run in Charlotte under the lights, and they moved it to Dover in the daylight because Dover don't have lights. It's not the same. But anyway, speaking of Charlotte, next weekend, Memorial Day weekend, is the Coca-Cola 600. So when you grow up here, you learn race week, you don't go to Concord around the Speedway area. Well, used to, they would come all the way up here to Kannapolis to Kmart's in Kannapolis, because the mall or none of that stuff was down there. There was nothing at the Speedway. That's all been built up in, like recent years. So they would come up. That's back when I worked at Kmart's back in the 80s. They would come up there, and a lot of the people up north would come and buy cartons and cartons and cartons and cartons and more cartons of cigarettes because the tax was cheaper. They would go back with, cartons of cigarettes. And we would always have our welcome race fans. They still do that around here at the gas stations and everything. Welcome race fans and all this and that. And you'd have special things out in the parking lot and all that kind of stuff. It's a big deal. But used to, we knew you did not go to Concord if you was not going to the race, because it was going to be a crowded mess. So I know to myself, next, let's see, well, race week should be starting this week, because it's the week leading up to Memorial Day, which is next Monday, right? So race week's already started. Now I don't know when the festivities start, maybe tomorrow, something like that, but they always hold, different things every day. So a lot of people come in, they camp, because people camp at the races and stuff. I remember used to, like, after a race, I'd be going through there and I'd go down that road. You could see where people left. If you were able to get in to the track, you could get your fill of cool stuff people left behind camping. Grills, chairs, umbrellas, coolers, you could just see it all from the road, where they just got it, didn't want to haul it home, just left it. I'm not lying. Boy, I would go down through there and be like, I wish I could get up in there, because I'll pick something up on the side of the road in a heartbeat. It don't even bother me. Listen, I was in the shower this morning. Y'all know how y'all be thinking about just weird stuff that pops up out of your mind for you don't even know why. Many years ago, I went to the McDonald's over here in Charlotte. I don't even remember what I was doing in that part of town. And it's in the university area. And I went through the line, the drive-through. And the girl was real hateful and snippy with me. And that's when I was very much so younger and snippier too. So I got snippy back, because I'm like, you're not going to talk to me like that. What you give me, your energy, I'm going to give you back that energy. Especially back in those days. I'm like that way today. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. That's what we say in my house. That's what we've always said. Just don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Because we're believers in finishing. There's times we'll turn the other cheek, but I'm a finisher. I raise my children, especially RJ. Don't start no fights at school, but you better not come home and tell me you didn't finish it. You better finish it. And he would always be like, I can't, Mama, because he was always picking on. It was anyway. And so when I got back out to the car, I pulled over, because I was going to eat it before I went to wherever I was going, whatever. They had a vat of special sauce on that Big Mac. My box was swimming. I took that box in there, I opened it up, and I slung it across that counter to that manager. It wasn't pretty that day. It just was not pretty that day. So I don't even know why I was thinking about that in the shower. I do a lot of my good thinking in the shower and in the bathroom. I do a lot of good thinking in the shower. Oh, I think I'll park right over here in the shade instead of going around the building. It's in the 90s this week. Oh yeah, there's nice shade. in the 90s this week. And let me see. I'm close. Oh, yes, I'm too close to them. But it's supposed to start raining Thursday and rain all the way to like Monday, I think. The chance is anyway. So, all right, well, let me go ahead and look. Okay, so did I show you these glasses I got for the beach? They fit right over your regular glasses. I can't remember if I had them on when I was headed to the beach or not. But the only thing I don't like about them is when I go like this like messes with my side vision to see what's coming. It kind of freaks me out. I got to get used to that. But about one thing, something I told myself I was not going to do. I said I'm not going to do it. I did it. What does it say? Hello, fall. The scent, campfire and s'mores. It was a $5 candle from Dollar General. You can see the sign. Brand new. Smells delicious. I got it after my discount. Tax and all was $2.41. So I got it. I have enough candles now, but it is hard for me to pass up a good candle. It just is. So I told you, you know I'm getting my movies, and I told you here a while back I am going to go to Charlotte today. I told you a while back when I found it, I was looking for Talladega Nights because we was in there watching the race one day, and Carson Husafar, he was on his radio and he was talking about, he's just a young boy, he's like I think 23 maybe. He was talking about Shake and Bake, and David didn't know where that reference came from. That's from Talladega Nights. I said, you've never seen Talladega Nights? He said, no. I said, well, we're going to watch it. I said, I'm going to look for it out at the thrift stores, and we're going to watch it. So the race was early Sunday, and it was over earlier than it usually is because by then, we're old. At 6:30, 7 o'clock, we don't feel like starting a movie because neither one of us, and especially not me, is going to make it through to the end. So we don't watch shows and movies like we used to. And when he finally gets through on Saturdays, he cannot watch a movie because he can't stay awake long enough to watch a movie, and neither can I. So we don't watch movies and stuff like we used to. But I said, okay, so when the race goes off, you don't watch Talladega Nights? He said, yeah. Oh, he was cracking up. He was cracking up. I said, I told you it was a trip. I told you it was a trip. So he has now seen Talladega Nights. The Battle of Ricky Bobby. Listen, at the end of the movie, and David, he is a sucker for movie and TV show bloopers. He can, and comedy, he loves comedy. That's his favorite genre of anything is comedy. At the end of the movie, they had some bloopers, you know. He was standing there cracking up, just cracking up. But Will Ferrell, I said, can you imagine, excuse me, can you imagine all the bloopers that whole movie had with Will Ferrell in it? Because he's just a big comedian, I imagine 24/7. Don't y'all? But it was funny. It was good. We enjoyed it. Now I'm going to have to decide. I can watch movies during the day, but then when Criminal Minds comes on TV, I settle into my blankie, my passy. That's what it's like. I'm a child, and that's my little emotional support TV show. That's my blankie. It's my passy. So when it's on, I sit there and watch it. I need to break that habit, but I don't know. It's crazy. It's an obsession that I don't really know how to break other than just doing it. And here's the thing. I don't want to. I want to watch my movies, but I don't want to do without my Criminal Minds. So, but I will be breaking out Saturday Night Fever and Days of Thunder probably sooner rather than later. I hear Days of Thunder is supposed to be coming out with a part 2, and Tom Cruise is in for it. Now, I've heard from one of the race car drivers, he was talking about it, and so I feel like they're doing it, but I don't want to get all excited about it in case they ain't. Because, oh my gosh, I love that movie. When RJ was little, he was a little boy when it came out. He had all the, and when Hardee's had the cars in their kid meals, he had all the Days of Thunder cars. All the Days of Thunder cars. And you know, that's back when I collected racing stuff. I collected cards. I still have my cards, my trading cards. I got one autograph card, and that's Ernie Irvan. I met him down here in Charlotte. And I collected cars, model, like the die-cast cars. And when RJ was little, I went to a point and I was like, what am I saying? And I had Dale Earnhardt, because that was my man. Dale Earnhardt was my driver, period. Bottom line, Dale Earnhardt. I was like, well, what am I holding on to these for? I got a little boy who wants to play cars. So I let him open up my cars that would probably be worth a little something today, but they gave my boy fun and enjoyment, so that's where that went. But he did. He loved lining up. I think it's like a boy thing. They love lining up cars. Jacob always did. He will still line up his outdoor toys. He just lines them up. That's just his thing. Well, I'm already hungry this morning. Listen. Y'all see this on Thursday? So that means tomorrow is weigh-in. Well, this is only Tuesday, and I'm already not feeling good about it. I am in an eating jag. It's oh my gosh. I don't know what has happened to me, but all I want to do is eat. That is all I want to do. Is just eat. And I've got to snap out of it. It is not doing me any favors. Listen, I come down through here because you go down this way to get the, because like when Holly would be down at David's mom and daddy's, and I've told y'all before, she'd get homesick. She was a very homesick child. And she would call, and I'd go get her. It didn't matter what time of day it was. And so they'd meet us down here in Harrisburg, which is kind of like a halfway type thing. And you had to turn right beside the racetrack. Oh my gosh. One time she got down here, and I wasn't even thinking. All I knew was my baby wanted me, and I was out to get my baby. It took me forever to get down the road because this here was backed slam up with race traffic. Yes, it was. So that's what I tell you. When it comes to race week, all right, what I'm fixing, the eggs that I'm fixing to pass, that's how close it is. Because we talked from my house to Goodwill, and then from Goodwill to right here. That's the road. Go down to the end, and there's the racetrack. That's how close it is. And see, none of this stuff was here. This was bare, just land. So now I can imagine how crowded it gets. There's all places to go. Oh, I'm going to have to get up here and get out of this lane, or I'm going to have to end up going to Huntersville when I don't want to. Listen, I got lucky that dermatologist was in Concord yesterday, so I didn't have to go to Huntersville. So it was a whole lot quicker, closer to home. Yes, now this is better. David was talking about their trucks this morning. They got new Volvos for the team trucks. Listen. When he owned his own business, his favorite truck, he liked Freightliners, but his favorite truck was an International. But what they got over there now are Volvos. He likes a good Volvo. I don't know that he ever thought he would, but he says they're good riding trucks. Well, they've got new Volvos for the team trucks. He said now they've got a thing. He said it's a magnet on the dash when you put your phone on it, and it charges your phone and it holds your phone, right? He said, but if you touch that phone, it'll send them a thing, distracted driving, distracted driving, distracted driving. I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, what if, I mean, I know you're not supposed to go down the road. You're not driving and talking on your phone, holding your phone, especially truck drivers, you know. They'll get in trouble with their company and maybe the law, I'm not sure. But you're going down the road in the middle of the night in a team truck, and you see that your wife is calling in the middle of the night. Are you not going to pick that phone up and find out? Because why would she be calling you in the middle of the night if something went wrong? So he says, where are they going to draw the line? Are they going to draw the line, these boys that get on these party lines? That's what he calls them, party lines. And just all talk together with their little head things. And he said, that's distracted driving. He said, you know. I said, well, then, in that respect, CB would be distracted driving too, then, wouldn't it? So, listen, they come out with stuff, they micromanage them boys left and right, keeping up with what they do, and it can tell them when you slow down, it tells them when you are following too close to somebody, but it also, with all the cameras in there, and the different things that it can tell you what you're doing, covers your butt too. It's covered David's butt, where people have sideswiped him, pulled in front of him, all this, that, and the other. Excuse me, and tried to say he did this and he did that, and nope, cameras don't lie. The technology does not lie. So, because here's one thing you might not know about my husband. I'm pretty sure we have talked about it before, but if you're new here, there's one thing you don't know about my husband. You're not going to get him on something he didn't do. He'll fight you to the grave. You are not accusing that man of something he did not do and make him take responsibility of something he did not do. Oh my gosh, he got over the lane same time I wanted to. It will not happen. He will not. Even let's say somebody said, you did this crime, and if you're convicted, you'll spend 5 years in jail. He would take 5 years in jail before he ever admitted to something he, in fact, 100,000% did not do. He would take that chance. He is never going to tell you he did something wrong when he didn't do it. No. Boy, he's hard on that stuff right there. He's hard on it. And we were talking about, when I told him about how I was thinking about that McDonald's thing, you know, I said, your wife come out, you know who she is? He said, who? I said, Patty LaBelle. He said, oh, how could I forget her? I said, well, he said, well, sometimes you just can't let stuff go. I said, no, you can't. I said, mister, I don't care whose pocket it's coming out of, I'm getting my money back. When we bought this car, they put on a $900, right at $900 worth of charge for detailing this car. That they skimmed right over, they rushed us through, we missed it, we got home, we saw it, and this car had not been detailed. Trust me, it had not. He was on that phone, I'm gonna tell you what, it about made your butthole pucker up what he was telling them, and he finally told me, he says, I don't care whose pocket it comes out of, I'm getting my money back. And guess what? He got his money back. I had to go around with a heating and air company. When we redid the house, we had to have it taken out. Well, they went ahead and charged us for taking it out and putting it back in. So we paid the full fee for removing and reinstalling. We paid that full fee. Well, when it came time to reinstall it, they told us we had to pay. Oh, no, no. Listen, I was still working at the time. And thank goodness there was nobody in our office, because it was just a small office and there was nobody in there. But me and my best friend, there was like some other friend person was in there, because I got rather heated and loud on the phone. Oh, it was ugly. We just don't like being pushed around, especially when somebody's trying to rip you off. We don't take too kindly to that. We are pushovers in a lot of ways. We are. But then in some ways we are just not. So, your mileage may vary. Listen, I am hungry this morning. I'm going to try not to eat. I'm just going to try to drink my drink. I have seen they make koozies for these Alani Nu drinks. Now, on the Alani Nu group, there's somebody that posts their picture and it's like a hard can holder. And I have looked and tried to find them, and of course I couldn't get back. I could go back and search the group. I just haven't done it. to find out where they get it from, because I would like to get it, because first of all, it would be wider around and it would sit in this cup holder a lot better, because this is a thin can and it slops around, y'all. I don't know who's blowing at who, but we're at the red light, so it can't be me. But they make some that are like thermal type koozies, like sleeves. But I'd really like to have one of those hard ones, so I'm going to look into that. If I can find one, I'll get one for Holly, because she likes them too. She said she sent one of her real good friends, because she knows where I keep them. I got my little, what was going to be my meal prep refrigerator has just turned into our drink refrigerator. That's just where all the drinks stay. So it's nice just to have a cold drink when you want one. The kids come over, they just know to go down there and get them a drink. And she'll go down there and get her an Alani. And she sent her friend a snap one day, because the fridge, I got cold ones in the fridge and the rest are sitting on top of the fridge in a box. So she sent a snap to her friend. She said, my mama's strapped. Her friend said, the queen. I thought that was funny. Listen, Food Line, they run them pretty regular for $2 a piece, and as of the last time I bought them at Walmart's, that's 48 cents per can, so that's a good savings. The last time they had them for $2 here a while back at Food Line, I stocked up, and they had the flavors I wanted too, the cotton candy and the strawberry sunrise and the sherbet swirl. I need some more sherbet swirls. Those are really good. The orange kiss is good too. I still don't like any of the slushes. They're too sweet for me. Holly likes the pink slush. I have those, and they're for her. But I don't like any of the slush flavors, because they're just super, super sweet for me. And I don't like any of the cherry flavors. They're like cough syrup. They are gross. To me, anyway. So I don't like all of them. They have a lot of flavors. Some come and go. But I like the ones I like. And when I can get them for $2 a piece, I go ahead and stock up. I don't drink one every day. I only drink one. I don't drink one when I'm just at home. I don't just go get one and drink it. I drink it when I go out. So, like, I went to the doctor one day. I would take it with me there. When I go out on Tuesdays, I take it with me if I don't bring a iced coffee, which I ain't been in the mood for lately. So I bring it with me for my outings. Ooh. I'm about to slide on by. So here I am. See, that's not, we talked, and that's not far from that Goodwill to here, even though I'm in Charlotte. I was in Charlotte before I even got off the interstate. I was already in Charlotte. That's how close I live to Charlotte. Not far at all. But I still don't like to go. They're putting in a new, now I read it, they're putting in a new, oh, we'll talk about it when I come back. How about that? Okay, I'll tell you, I'm gonna quit coming over here. I just declare I'm gonna pick, like, maybe once a month to come to Charlotte. Cause it's really just, it's wasting gas. Cause I never, hardly ever find anything over here. Hit the curb. Every now and then I find a little something, but for the most part, I never find anything, because it's nothing in the store. It's like they just had a 50% off sale and everything's gone except for the junk. So I didn't find nothing. What I was telling you was, I just saw on Facebook, on Facebook, it was a story about thrift, and I can't remember the name of it. Some thrift store coming to Charlotte, and talking about this. Oh, it's a nice big one, and blah blah. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Where is it? Well, South Boulevard. That's South Charlotte. No, I'm sure I'll go one time. It would not be an every week thing, because I am not going to South Charlotte. First of all, it's too far, and second of all, that's too much in Charlotte for me. I've told y'all before. I told y'all I'm scared of Charlotte. Charlotte scares me. And if you live in Charlotte, I'm sorry, but Charlotte's dangerous. It is. It's the biggest city in North Carolina, and it's dangerous. You're hearing stuff all the time on the news of the stuff that happens in Charlotte, and it scares me, especially being out by myself. Now, I will go. Oh, I have not been to Bargain Hunters in a while. I should pick a day and go over there. I will go there. That's on Albemarle Road. I will go that far. It's out of the way, but I have found that I'll go there by myself. But for the most part, and then hop on over to Wendover and go to the Habitat. But I don't typically care to do that. But South Boulevard is just way too far to go for a regular, from my house, for a regular thrift store adventure. I used to work in Charlotte. RJ, he never stayed in the daycare. I stayed at home. I was a stay-at-home mom. Now, we didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but our decision was me to stay home with him. And Lord, if my mama hadn't fed us, we probably would have starved, other than what his daddy hunted and fished. We eat a lot of fish, trust me, we eat a lot of fish. But that was we wanted me to stay home with him, even though we didn't have nothing. We made it work, somehow. We were very simple back then, you know. But, I went to work when RJ was like 3 years old. A friend of mine worked at a company in Charlotte. Down on Tybola was where my office was, and that's down South Charlotte. Oh my gosh, what a miserable commute every day. Miserable. The only good part about it was I had my iRock, and I had thumping speakers in the back, and so sitting in that traffic, and I smoked. I just smoked my cigarettes and listened to my music, thumped it, dumped it. That's the only thing about it. But that's the only time, and I worked there for about a year. That's the only time RJ ever stayed in a nursery. And I'm going to tell you what, that little boy had me tore up from the time I dropped him off to the time I would get to work. I was a tore up mess. If I didn't smoke, I would have started smoking. I dropped him off and he would he would drag on to me and pull my skirt and hold my skirt be pulling down and my dress, because you know I had to dress up for work. And oh, it was terrible. And I would go to work thinking I'm the worst mother on the planet. She told me one day, she said, listen, she said, when he comes in this room, she said, I want you to just stand there and I want you to come look in the window. I said, okay. So that morning, he did his usual. She got him off of me, got him into the room. I go up and I look in that window. He's playing with them youngins like nobody's business. Like he wasn't even bothered in the least. It was just, I don't know why he did it, but he made me feel terrible. And then after that, I'm like, little boy, you're not getting me on this no more. So if she had not made me stay and look in that window on that door, I would have never known that he was just playing me. Holly never went to daycare. I did work when she was little, but I cleaned houses, and she went with me. From the time she was in her little carry cradle, she went with me cleaning houses till she started school. She went with me, and this child never bothered anything. You know, a lot of people say, I wouldn't take my kid to clean houses with me. They'd be into everything, tearing everything. No. You put her some cartoons on TV, give her snacks, maybe a color book or something, you know. She did not bother a thing. She didn't bother me. She didn't bother their belongings, because that was not the kind of child she was. She was not a plunderer. RJ wasn't. I taught my children things are to be touched and things that are not to be touched, and they learned it and they knew it and they abided by it. I just, whenever I was pregnant with RJ, I've told y'all this before, I had these glass shelves his daddy had put up for me because I loved whatnots. There was this little house in town that the man sold stuff out of his basement, and we'd go over there, and I can't remember his name, but we were friends with him, and we'd go over there and just, he had all kind of stuff he was selling. He would sell a lot of whatnots, and I was into little figurines and stuff like that, you know. And so I had all my little whatnots on my glass shelves, and then it was a trailer, 12 by 55. I told you, no window or pot, neither one. when it was good, it was good. When we were happy, we were happy. We didn't have nothing, but we really didn't know no better. You know, I will tell you, when my marriage went south is when I got a job. I'm not even joking, y'all. I'm not even joking, y'all. Because it's when all of a sudden I got money, and it messed with me, and everything about our dynamic just changed. It was, I don't know, but that's when it happened. Okay, honey, give it gas. Oh, here I go. But and so there was mirrors on that wall, because it was an old trailer. Oh my gosh, it was an old trailer. So there was mirrors on that wall, because you know that was a style. And the thing in between the kitchen and the living room was that plastic frosted tinted like orange stuff. I don't know how to describe it. Y'all know I can't never find my words when I talk to y'all. But he had hung those glass shelves right there under the mirrors. And it looked real pretty because my stuff, you know, was in the mirror and everything. Well, his sister, she told me, she says, where are you going to put all your things when you have the baby? I said, what you mean? I ain't putting my things nowhere. I said, that baby's coming into my world. That baby's going to learn to live in my world. And guess what? That baby did learn to live in my world. That baby didn't mess with nothing. RJ, he didn't mess with the Christmas tree. You know, some people can't have a Christmas tree because the youngest won't leave it alone. My children, I'm not saying I have perfect children. Don't get me wrong. Ain't nobody got no perfect children. We like to think, okay, there's my children. They're good children. So they are good children. There's nothing wrong with thinking you have wonderful children. If you don't think you have wonderful children, you might not be too good of a parent. I'm sorry. Unless you just have a real hellion. Because I know some people do. But I was blessed to have 2 children, even though they're 8, 9 years apart, that listened and obeyed to their parents. And they were taught to act a certain way, and that's how they acted. So I'm very fortunate in that. But that's how I raise my children. So that's why I say I can take Holly shopping with me. She didn't plunder nothing. I mean, working with me, she didn't plunder nothing. Oh my gosh. So this morning I was, Popo got him one pulled right there in the death circle. Where you going, honey? One of my Facebook memories this morning, it had pictures I have on my Facebook, throwback pictures, and there was one picture of me in 7th grade. It was the only year I was a cheerleader. It was in the 7th grade. And I always had long hair. Always had long hair. Straight, part in the middle, long hair. I had shop class, and this picture is the perfect reminder of what happened. I had shop class, and we were making something. And the rule in shop class, if you were a girl and you had long hair, you had to keep it tied back. That was the rule. Well, guess who didn't follow the rule? Me. Miss Goody Two Shoes didn't follow the rule and pull her hair back. So she was using the jigsaw, and her hair, as in me, got caught in the gizmo of the jigsaw. It started doing this. Just eating my hair up. It freaked me out. I didn't know what to do. The kids were yelling at me, turn it off, because it shocked me. So I couldn't think. So I turned it off. They had to cut my hair out of it. So I had to cut bangs, both sides, from here, on both sides I had to cut to make it even. It looks ridiculous, but I did it to myself. Listen, I think they should still make kids do shop class and homemade class. I loved both of those classes. Oh gosh, ain't hardly nobody here today. I'm gonna get a front row parking space. What do you know about that? Probably because everybody. Oh, I thought it said no parking. That says no trespassing. Probably because everybody's figured out they ain't got nothing. That's why. Alright, I'll see you. Okay, so I found a couple things in there. I'm just going to show you, and then I'm just going to pop my music on, because it's a good little drive from here all the way to Salisbury. and I can't think of much to talk about. We didn't talk. But I found this for Holly because she's very much a grandma core in her house. Her house is so cozy. It's so cozy. Look at these. These are very highly sought after. All I could find was 2 of these. 48 cents a piece and 25% off of that. So I got these for Holly. It's the Homeland. I wish I could have found more for her, but I couldn't. And I was in line. That's all I had. I had already seen this other thing. I'm like, no, you don't need it. You don't need it! And I was in line. Thank goodness there was a woman in front of me because it made me stop and think, oh, just go get it. So I walked back there and got it. I've never seen one like this before. Didn't even know they came like this. Look. It is the lid. Little plastic lid. And it's the warmer. It is Cornwall electric tray. Made in Cornwall, Boston, Massachusetts. I didn't plug it in because I couldn't find the plug, but I got 30 days. And I'll be back out here for 30 days. But here's the thing. It was $9.99. I got 25% off of that. I got both of those things, $8 some change. So I sent it to Joan, snapped her. I said, did I need it? No. Did I need it? Yes. I've got to have a big party to use all my warming trays. I need electricity on my island is what I need. I don't have it. That was the plan from the beginning, but we've never got around to it after all these years. So anyway, McDonald's is down the street. I'm not going. I'm just going to head on to Salisbury, and I will see you for whatever comes up next. Well, I'm back home. I didn't pick up the camera in the car no more. But I bought some junk today. I've already showed you the first few things I got, but I've got more. I've got more. So this, I'll just show you, this is Nazareth. Ask me, why did I want this? Because I wanted it. It says, they always check their stuff, it says it works. I really want one of the big, like green ones, the heavy duty ones, but for $5, I'll take it. I wanted it, and I'm going to put it right up there. I know where I'm going to put it. And then they still had cookbooks for 25 cents. So I got this one, Reduce and Enjoy It cookbook. Now, it's inscribed in the front. It says, to Mary Ann, you're not really overweight, but I thought you enjoyed the recipes. Merry Christmas, December 25th, 1966. Margaret Ames. So there's probably not a thing in here I'll eat. But it's just an old cookbook, and I liked it. It was inscribed, and I got it. Y'all know how I am. And then this, Rival Crockpot Cooking, is from, look, somebody even wrote down ones they wanted to try. Has some decent sounding recipes in here, but it was a quarter, so I got it. And then check out what I found. Ta-da! The Karate Kid. Oh, back in the day, I had the biggest crush on Ralph Macchio. Oh my gosh, the biggest crush. So that's one of my go-tos when it's on TV. And there's my receipt. And I got one. No, I got, oh. Sue me, I got a candle. Listen, this is called Pure Gardenia. I would kiss a frog's butt to have the gardenia perfume I used to wear as a teenager. I would kiss a frog's butt to have it. I don't know that you can ever find it anywhere. I don't think it was the island gardenia. I think it was some other gardenia. I think. But I just remember, and it was, and I don't even know if I'll burn this one. I just might hold it just every now and then to get nostalgia. Just give it a sniff. So I got it. It was like $3. Yeah. You know I get 10% off there. And then I did found another gown tail. It's just a little. Seems kind of short, but listen, since I've lost weight, I get cold real easy. And when we got the air conditioner on in here, I get cold. So having a little bit of sleeves kind of helps. So that was all from Nazareth. Now let me pull my other bag up here. Get all my receipts out of the way. I've already showed you Holly's little bowls. And I've already showed you my candle. Now, you know one of my other, well, I'll show you this one first. I'm looking for Rocky, but I found Rocky Balboa, so I got it. I got it. And I'm enjoying collecting these movies. I really am. You know my other one that I found Saturday Night Fever. I already told you that in the car. I'm looking for Jaws, right? Look what I found. Almost. I got Jaws 2 and 3. Now I just need regular Jaws and 4. Now I can promise you, I will never watch 3. It's the worst of the worst. It's the absolute worst. In the movies, it was 3D. And it's a terrible movie. It's the bottom of the barrel of movies. I will never watch it, but I need it for my collection. So I found Jaws 2 and 3. That is, I'm getting closer. I was shocked when I saw that. And then at Habitat, I found this. It was $1. I've got one exactly like it that has possum somebody. That's what Jacob drinks out of. He drinks his tea, Momo's tea, when he comes. And this is exactly like it. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So I got it so he could have a choice. These are old. These are old. And then I found these for making pot holders because I like to do that every now and then. And I might pull my little loom out. I don't know. It was $1. And then I picked up some cookbooks. I found this one. I need to, no, it's not broke. It's Favorite Brand Name Recipes cookbook. I like these kind. I have several over the years. Let me see if it gives us a date. And we found good recipes in them. It uses name brand stuffs. 1991. So that's why I picked it up. It was $1. And then I found this one, $4, I think. Yeah, it's a newer one, but it's classic Pennsylvania Dutch cooking. You know they got good recipes, so I had to get that one. And then I found this one. Oh, Cooking with Convenience Food: Favorite Recipes of Home Economics Teacher, and it is a Roman numeral that it's got too many letters in. I can't read it, but it's just that kind. So anyway, that's what I bought today. I come home with a lot of junk. Listen, you know I showed you this in the car. This is the lid. And then I don't think you could see how big this is. And there's the cord. It was $9.99. I got 25% off of it. No, I didn't need it, but I did need it. I told David, I said, if we have a cookout, that would be good to put my thing with the hot dogs and hamburgers in it and set it on warm and cover it up to keep the meat warm. Yeah. And then I got my other ones to put whatever, you know. So anyway, well, that is it for today. That is all the thrifting I'm doing. I went to Salvation Army. They didn't have anything. Never do. But like I said, tomorrow is weigh in. I ain't gonna make no promises. If I gain, you know what? I'm not even gonna be surprised. I'm not, because I think I'm going the wrong way. I feel like I'm going the wrong way. So check in tomorrow. We'll see.